The story of Laura Michelle Owens, a deep dive into her epilepsy claims. In this video, we're going to look at the different claims Laura has about her epilepsy and the different times that she talks about having seizures and the medical records to back it up. We're going to look at, does Laura actually have epilepsy? Was it caused by domestic violence? Was it caused by falling off of a horse? Or was it caused by an Uber accident? Buckle up and enjoy the deep dive. In text messages between Laura's dad, Ron Owens, and Mike Maricini on December 10th, 2016, Ron lets Mike know that Laura's suffering from a concussion, and she's not feeling herself. Laura attended many horse shows in early 2017 after the concussion that she suffered in December of 2016 mentioned by her father. Laura attended many horse competitions. We're going to look at some of them, and I'm going to show you where some of the inconsistencies lie in her story. Laura attended a horse jumping competition from April 5th, 2017 to April 9th, 2017, where she participated in multiple classes throughout the weekend. While at that horse show, Laura got into a car accident on April 6th, 2017 at approximately 10:45 a.m. while riding in an Uber. She claimed that she got debilitating injuries from this accident. In a Medium blog post, she wrote, "I never alleged epilepsy in the Uber filings. Go get them from the court if you're so convinced that I did, or better yet, get a hobby." And she posted pictures from the car accident. Just 5 days after the Uber accident that left her with serious injuries, she was back at a horse competition where she was photographed. And in my opinion, she's looking pretty good for having serious injuries after a car accident where she had to sue the company 2 years later. Laura attended another horse jumping competition from April 26, 2017 to April 30th, 2017. Now, when Laura competes in horse jumping competitions, she usually enters into many classes. In this horse show, she only participated in 2. And on May 1st, she texted Mike that she had a seizure on April 26th. So it may have been that something happened at this horse show and it caused her to not participate in as many classes as she was maybe signed up for. We're going to go and look at Laura's first seizure now. In a text message to Mike, Laura tells the story about her first seizure, which she claims was on April 26, 2017. On June 22nd, 2024, a Twitter user posts, "Can we talk about the fact that she told Mike via text on May 1st, 2017 that she hit her head so hard that she was knocked out? That could explain the discoloration and black eye appearance on the newly dated May 5th, 2017. I bring this up because Laura responded to this on Twitter, and her message is interesting, to say the least. This is Laura's response. Laura claims that she never sent that message. Someone must have hacked in and created it, and the forensic analysis is wrong on Mike's laptop. She says, "I never sent this message. May 1st, 2017 was a Monday. It says I had a seizure last Wednesday night, which would have been April 26th. Mike and I were photographed together on April 30th. Check the metadata. Do you see bruising from this fall? Me neither." Well, Laura's known to change metadata. She's known to do her own arts and crafts to fit her own narrative. So I don't believe any metadata from her. But even if this was taken, it just proves that she didn't have any injuries after a seizure and after an Uber accident. So this is the text message that Laura sent to Mike on May 1st, 2017. Or somebody hacked her and created the text on their own, because that's something people would do. I'm going to read this to you now. I had a seizure on Wednesday night, and I've never had one in my life. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to worry, but it was horrendous. I thought I was going to die. I've never had one before. I hit my head so hard that I was knocked out cold for more than a minute. Apparently, that just takes the lawsuit into a new stratosphere. I really don't want to have a seizure again, so I hope they're resolved from that standpoint. But Joe Cotchett said, you don't just randomly start having a seizure at 26 if you've never had one before. So it's likely something that happened because of the accident. Laura blames the Uber accident for her seizures and her epilepsy. The forensic evidence, it shows it. So this is the day after sending that text message to Mike, where Laura talks about the seizure that she had on April 26th. Laura attends another horse show from May 2nd of 2017 to May 7th of 2017. She continues to attend horse shows throughout May, even after her seizure. June 14th, 2017 to June 18th, 2017. This is 2 months after the Uber accident. At the horse show on June 28th, 2017 to July 2nd, 2017, Laura fell off of a horse. She fell off of her horse on June 30th, 2017. And in the next slide, I'm going to be playing the video because this was recorded.
83 on the second round, of course. That's a 165. Adjusted to the second spot here. 165, the total for CEO Cloud 9. .410, the 79 coming back now. Here's Cobalt and Laura Owens on the second round, 410.
Laura fell off of her horse June 30th. And you'll see that the Uber accident, the seizure, and falling off of her horse didn't stop her from continuing to attend horse jumping competitions all through July. Now, these horse jumping competitions continued after this time, but for sake of this story, we're just going to end talking about the horse jumping competitions in July. I also want to note that according to Laura, their relationship, Mike and Laura's relationship, ended around July of 2017. So the relationship ended July of 2017, sometime in there. And January 9th of 2018, Laura files for a domestic violence restraining order against Mike Maricini. This is the first time Mike learns about the abuse. He hadn't heard about the abuse prior to this. And in this, Laura claims that she got epilepsy from the abuse of Mike. 2 years later, Laura had already moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, but she decided she needed to renew the domestic violence restraining order against Mike because she was still in fear, even though they weren't even in the same state, and he wanted nothing to do with her, and he had moved on in his life. Laura filed to renew the DVRO, which again, she claims that her epilepsy was caused by Mike and him strangling her. 4 years after filing the initial DVRO, Laura does a TEDx talk on January 26, 2022, where she shares the story of the abuse that she had to go through while in the relationship with Mike Maricini. So it wasn't the Uber accident or falling off a horse or a concussion in December of 2016. Her epilepsy is now going to be blamed on Mike. The difference between him being my abuser and my murderer was this. That's it. One more second of his fingers pressing on my neck, one more second without air, and I wouldn't be here. For the first time in my life, I had a seizure. Then 2, then 3. My body was run down. It couldn't have taken any more abuse from him. So the story has changed. It's now abuse that has caused the epilepsy. It's not an Uber accident. In June of 2023, Laura publishes her story about domestic violence while in the relationship with Mike in Chicken Soup for the Soul. So she continues to share the story of how her epilepsy was caused by her ex-boyfriend, Mike Maricini, even though she told him on May 1st of 2017 that her seizure was likely caused by the Uber accident that she had been in just a few weeks before. And then she falls off a horse after telling him that the seizure was from the Uber accident. So who knows what her seizures are caused from? Laura sees a neurologist on October 11th, 2023, where it's documented that she had an EEG on March 9th of 2020, which was abnormal. She had a brain MRI May 30th, 2023, which was found to be normal. This is just another screenshot further down in that visit note. You'll notice that most of this visit note is actually just self-reported information from Laura. It's not actually anything from the doctor stating a diagnosis and stating observations of her. This is all what Laura has had to say. At the end of the visit note on October 11th, 2023, the doctor writes, she will return to the clinic in 4 to 6 weeks, and I have contacted the BNI Epilepsy Clinic to get her scheduled for a consultation there ASAP. Laura didn't follow up with the doctor 4 to 6 weeks later. Instead, she followed up with the doctor 6 days later. On October 17th, 2023, Laura had another appointment with the neurologist, where she informed the doctor that she was 22 weeks pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. She also tells the doctor that her first seizure was in May of 2017, and that she had 3 seizures in May of 2017, which have not reoccurred since beginning medication. Laura was informed by the doctor that generalized epilepsy is not usually associated with a TBI, and that focal epilepsies are usually more associated with a TBI. So it could have been that Laura just developed generalized epilepsy at the age of 26 and had her first seizure. But if it was caused by a traumatic brain injury, she would likely have focal epilepsy rather than generalized epilepsy. Therefore, her epilepsy could have just been random. I mean, there could be no cause at all, but she's used multiple things to try and explain her epilepsy. It also says in this visit note that Laura didn't do what she was supposed to do after her first visit with the neurologist and established care with the epilepsy clinic, and she still hasn't had the EEG that was previously ordered by the doctor. So why is she back to this doctor 6 days later when she hasn't done what the doctor has asked for her to do? And she was supposed to come back in 4 to 6 weeks, not less than a week. And then not even a month later, on November 14th, 2023, Laura visits Mom Doc so that she can show that she's no longer pregnant. But really, she was never pregnant. So she goes in to pee on another stick, and it comes back as not pregnant. And this is where she tries to show proof that she was no longer pregnant, but she was at first. But in her first time seeing Mom Doc, she reports no neurological symptoms, no neurological problems. She denies seizures. She denies any trouble walking or any other problems neurologically. But just a month prior, she was at the neurologist talking about her epilepsy. I feel like that's something that you should definitely disclose to a doctor if you've been diagnosed with epilepsy since 2020, or was it 2017? Who knows? Some final thoughts with me. Hey, Bales. Laura's dad says that Laura's suffering from a concussion in December of 2016. Laura's been in an Uber car accident April of 2017. She tells Mike on May 1st that she suffered a seizure on April 26th, likely caused by the Uber accident. She then files a DVRO against Mike in January of 2018, and that's the first time she claims that her epilepsy was caused from domestic violence rather than an Uber accident. Laura also fell off of a horse on June 30th of 2017. I've heard that she's fallen off of many horses. So, does she have epilepsy? Was it caused by falling off a horse? Was it caused by a concussion? Was it caused by domestic violence? Or was it caused by an Uber accident? When you have so many stories for one diagnosis, it seems unlikely that any of them are true, and that more likely you're doing it for attention. Thank you so much for watching. It really helps us out if you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel. If you want to see more of our research or our forensic level timelines, according to Laura, check out our Substack. It can be found in our bio or in the description below. If you want to see the rest of our deep dives, check out our Laura Owens playlist, or you can click on one of the videos in the next slide. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and all the best.
In the shadows we work unseen, with hearts of gold and minds so keen. We dig through data piece by piece. For every victim we seek peace. We're the voices for the voiceless. In the night we find a light. We're the hope for the hopeless. Together we'll make it right. All the best we give our all. Standing strong, we'll never fall. For justice we'll fight and strive, making sure the truth survives. Behind the screens we volunteer. With every clue we persevere. Forensic timelines we create. To change the laws, to change the fate. We're the voices for the voiceless. In the night we find a light. We're the hope for the hopeless. Together we'll make it right. All the best we give our all. Standing strong, we'll never fall. For justice we'll fight and strive, making sure the truth survives. Behind the screens we volunteer. With every clue we persevere. Forensic timelines we create. To change the laws, to change the fate. We're the voices for the voiceless. In the night we find a light. We're the hope for the hopeless. Together we'll make it right. All the best we give our all. Standing strong, we'll never fall. For justice we'll fight and strive, making sure the truth survives. Behind the seekers we are the light. In the darkness we ignite. For every victim screens we volunteer. With every clue we persevere. Forensic timelines we create. To change the laws, to change the fate. In are the seekers, we are the light.